What's up, everybody? Welcome to HotMakes, right here on HotMakes and Facebook and Twitch and the Facebooks and YouTubes and all of the things. I'm Jim from the Edutech, aka Nerdy J. I'm here with Geary. Geary, how you doing?
Better.
I think that's about how a lot of us are after this past weekend. Exactly. We have an awesome show for you guys tonight. Don't forget any of the stuff that we do show with the HotMakes and stuff will be it. There's a link in the description below that will take you to a Google Doc that I forgot to post the links in. So I'll do that after the show, but you can see all the stuff when I do post them. Also, if you want to help out the channel, it's been one of those days. If you want to help out the channel, there's a PayPal link that'll be floating around there. And you feel free to do that. But we have an awesome show. We just got back this afternoon, this morning, like at 11:30 a.m. For me, from the East Coast Rep Festival. Had a blast, met a ton of people. We are going to talk about that. But we got an awesome guest tonight, all the way from Malta, but coming to us from Atlanta, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe, also known as Noob from Breaks and Makes. How you doing, Joe?
Hello, doing very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing good. I was just saying it was a great weekend.
Yes.
I think most of us are drained, but that is it's perfect.
Absolutely. I'm being held together right now by caffeine, nothing else.
Yes. I'm
That's
drinking bubbler. I don't know if you guys have this, but it's like caffeinated water. Essentially, let's see if I can
assume that everything you have here, I've never tried.
Yeah. That's true. Touche. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drink this. So it's like caffeinated water. But yeah, you drove like through the night, right?
Yes. So I arrived in Atlanta last Thursday. I'm staying with Wales Wars, who sponsored my trip to ERRF.
Nice.
We started the drive on Friday to Maryland, so that was like a 12-hour drive.
Oh wow.
With two doggos and tagging along with us, which is absolutely awesome.
Nice. I was going to say that's your cup of tea, right?
Yeah, exactly. Stayed in an awesome little like port village, I guess it's called, a port town called Port Deposit in Maryland. Okay. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, the weekend there, and yesterday we left at around 7 in the evening, arrived in Atlanta 6 o'clock this morning. So yeah.
After let me say this, after a long ERRF day yesterday.
Oh
too.
yes.
Like,
I've been trying to estimate that since Friday up until this point, I probably slept a total of 6 hours, because to make matters worse, it was Formula One weekend. And people know I'm a big fan, and it was in Suzuka, so it was like 1-2 o'clock in the morning every day during the weekend. So yeah.
Right. So you were up watching. Man, it was a lot of fun. I'm in travel mode. People might notice that it looks like I cut my hair. I didn't. I just put it back because I was just like, you know what? We just got done traveling for the day. We're just gonna do the show. But it was just, it was bigger this year. I think they almost had like 2,000 people come through. Yeah. The booths were great. They were all separated this year with with curtains and backdrops, and just a fun time. I know you've been to the US a few times, right? But what was your favorite thing this weekend at ERRF that you saw?
Oh,
or if you can't pin a favorite,
so it's funny because I've said this story a couple of times this weekend. Like, this was my first like 3D printing proper related trip since the pandemic, and that was like 3 years ago. It feels like.
Yeah.
And it feels like I have been completely disconnected with everything. Like even like things happened, like in my private life, and the channel suffered for it. And coming back to ERRF this year, it just felt like it was all surreal to me. It all hit me like it all came crashing down. Like a lot of people know who I am. Like,
sure,
I've uploaded a lot of videos, and like I've helped a lot of people.
Sure. And
the whole experience this weekend kind of reignited that flame for me to just do content, like the things that I love to do. It was one of the most liberating experience I've had in a very long time, and I'm so glad that I got to attend. It was beautifully organized, like really well organized. Lots of good things to see, and lots of people to meet. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
For sure. Hats off to, the organizers of ERRF. They did an amazing job. All the volunteers. I don't want to miss anybody, so I don't want to say names. But everybody who puts that on, the four main parties, and then all the volunteers, everybody. It was awesome to get together. I did Murph earlier in the year, but we know Murph is completely different than ERRF. It's a different show. It's a different atmosphere. We met some really cool people. I got to meet Clayton, or Uncle Jesse, for the first time in person. John from Proper Printing, I met him a few times, but absolutely genius of a man, that guy. And then everybody was out there. Billy Rubin, come on, for all the way from Australia. That was amazing. I was super pumped to meet Billy. Don't forget Sam Prentice. I mean,
of course,
I spent a lot of time with Sam and Tripod and the crew over there, and we had a lot of fun with the Death Racers. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the HotMakes section, but it was a ton of fun. Max, man, Midnight Giants display this year.
Yes, insane. Yes, absolutely insane.
Beautiful. I got to meet Metalhead, or Max. His stuff was amazing. I got some of that stuff coming up too. And one of the cool things, it's like, we see people like this, a lot, especially since COVID, right?
Yeah.
And it's so cool just to get around everybody and say hi and shake your hand, or whatever you want to do, fist bump or hug, or whatever everybody does. It's just like you said, it's such a cool. You're just surrounding yourself with so many great makers and people in the space that it makes you like, man, let's do this again.
Yes, exactly. No, it's an absolutely great experience. And it literally wraps what this whole community is about. The sharing, the getting together, the socializing, and like talking about the one thing that binds us all. Basically, we're all makers.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to say two things. Number one, David Wilson and his grandson. It was great to meet you guys. David's a follower of the channel, of a lot of our channels, and sends us a lot of cool stuff. I have some cool stuff to show. I'm not going to do that tonight because I want to make sure it's all put together before I show it. But he did give me a couple things that was amazing. Also, Sergio, I see him in the chat, HVAC A to Z. Saturday morning, he shows up with 2 giant boxes of donuts and coffees, like a bunch of coffees, and they don't catch the donuts because there was no food allowed in, but they make him dump all of that coffee out. I'm like, he told me, I'm so sorry, Sergio. Thank you so much for thank you though for the thought. I mean, like, he showed up with a grip of coffee and they just made him dump it all out. And then he had these 2 big boxes of donuts, and he like hid them behind the table I was at, and he's like, just we told some people, just don't bring them out. So thank you for that. But yeah, I mean, yes, I'm not going to show the desk now. These guys, I did a video about a desk which wasn't great, we'll just say that. The desk is actually really nice, but the video not so much. And I got so much static all weekend because I did a desk video on the channel, but that they're giving me a hard time in the chat. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, we talked about this long before ERRF here, is that you're kind of doing some new stuff, and you said it kind of like reinvigorated you. Where are you going? What are we going to see from Joe coming up?
It's a really complicated situation. So I'm a maker at heart. I like to do absolutely everything. And my channel initially was just solely 3D printing. That is it. Like, that was it. I learned something, and in turn, I tried to find a way to teach it in the simplest way possible.
Sure.
And as time went by, like, I really wanted to experiment with other types of media. So I decided that keeping the 3D Maker Noob handle might not be ideal for a couple of reasons. A lot of people were calling me out because, like, I'm clickbaiting them because I'm not really a noob.
Come
Others
on.
were telling me like, like this is not your name, but ultimately is. Anyway, I decided like, okay, I'm going to rebrand to Breaks and Makes so I can cover pretty much everything that I do because breaking and making is literally me. The problem with that is that YouTube doesn't like it when you steer out of your lane, even if you deviate a little bit, because it notices the amount of people that do not want to see anything other than the 3D printing.
Right.
And that kind of started killing the algorithm of the channel, and the numbers just didn't make sense anymore. And the more that happened, the more it was demotivating to me. Like it takes away your passion to create something because you spend weeks, if not months, on a project, and it just you watch the video just tank after 12, 24 hours. So I decided to take like a little breather of a break, clear my head. Then I eventually decided to create a secondary channel called 3D Maker Noob once again, which, funnily enough, a video there performs roughly about 5 or 6 times better than it does on Breaks and Makes, and it only has like 1,600 subscribers.
I was gonna say, and you have like 85,000 subscribers on your main channel.
Exactly.
Right?
So yeah, it's so for the time being, there's still this part of my brain that's telling me I really need to sort out how I want to go forward with these two.
Sure.
To be completely honest, like Breaks and Makes, I'm dying to hit that 100,000 subscribers. Like I really, really want that, just to say that that's achieved. I would have no problem starting over again at all. And this time doing it right with, even if it's just 5 channels, one for CNC, one for 3D printing, just to.
Yeah, I get you.
But there is a lot of 3D printing still that I want to do. And that's what 3D Maker Noob is going to be for. It's solely going to be related to 3D printing exclusively. So it's reviews, tutorials, any 3D printing projects that I do. Breaks and Makes is going to be an encompassing of everything that I make. So any project that I make is going to be Breaks and Makes. And we'll see how it goes from there. But it's important for me to always now remember that whatever I do, it has to hit like the demographic of that channel. And if not, I'm going to have to create another channel. At some point, I'm going to have a channel for every day of the week.
so I gotta ask, why not change your Breaks and Makes channel back to 3D Maker Noob, and then start
it's funny over? Because I thought about that, and every day that goes by, that little voice in my head keeps telling me like, you really should consider. And it's just a matter of like, I don't want to annoy anyone with the thought of like, that could just make up your mind, just name it like that and name it like that. Like, what the hell are you doing? Right. But there is this little voice inside my head that's telling me like, I should probably switch them around and have Breaks and Makes and 3D Maker
start over with that.
Literally start over. Like have Breaks and Makes actually for projects and the shorts, stuff like that.
Sure. Because
that could be a thing. And then 3D Maker Noob would essentially become what it used to be in the beginning, because I keep hitting my cable. Because there is still a lot of projects. Like I am now 3D printing a life-size Formula One chassis, like the cover of Formula One. Yes, and then it's going to be sitting on top of a Next Level Racing sim rig with Thrustmaster control. So it would be like a real life Ferrari F175 monocoque.
And that's the frame we saw in your studio. If you follow you saw, I think you took a picture of the frame on the floor, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, that is going to be awesome. Nice. Chat, let us know if you have questions for Joe. Throw them out there.
Yes, please.
Also,
you know what? It would be great to actually get like feedback from the community. Like,
I was just gonna say. Also, let us know. Like, do you think you should change the Breaks and Makes back to Noob and then start the other thing? Because that for me, I guess I'm not sure, because the original channel has all of your 3D printing stuff on it already. Yeah. Right? So really, it wouldn't be hard to ignite that, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's so good. I mean, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see that. Oh, by the way, Andrew, thank you so much. $10. Thank you so much. Also, let's see. David Wilson, Oreos for Jim and Long Island iced teas for tripod. Yeah. David, $25. Thank you so much, David Wilson. Like I said, he said Oreos for Jim and Long Island iced teas for Tripod. No, Tripod is banned from Long Island iced teas after this past weekend. So there's that. But but no, that's so cool. I mean, you're doing so much. We've watched the CNC stuff. One of the coolest things, the video that like just hits me is that infill coasters video. I mean, and do you still sell those on Etsy?
So no, I don't. There's a reason for that, and that kind of brought up this new idea that I have for essentially Breaks and Makes, because I do a lot of projects, and the problem with those coasters were like I didn't foresee a lot of issues that happened with manufacturing.
Right
now, for example, and it's not just in general, but specific to Malta. I cannot make those coasters during winter.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I can never get proper clear unless I have like controlled environment in my garage, which I cannot have. Like the resin just it starts to literally become more brittle very quickly, starts forming lumps, and I had to redo probably about 30 sets of coasters.
Oh, jeez.
Then you have the humidity. Malta is like 90% humidity all the time, and that affects the surface of how it dries. Nice. But I have an idea, which is any project that I do on Breaks and Makes, I will do a limited run of everything and just have those sell as one-off. Like whatever I do,
that's cool.
They will go on my website, which I cannot say the name of the website because I'm very proud of it. It's like it's an awesome name for a domain. And it will be like everything I do, I will do maybe 20, 30 things.
Yeah.
And those will be there. And they will never be there again. They will only be there once. Everything will be branded, numbered, and that's it.
I like it. That's going to be... Now, I got to ask, be honest, is it onlyjoes.com?
No. It encompasses everything. That's all I can say.
That's cool. We can't wait for that announcement, and that's such a cool idea. I mean, why not? If you're going to do a project, make a few, get them out there, and you know what? Like you said, limited edition. It creates that like limited edition mentality, and also we get a small piece of the projects that you're doing. Like
it's going to be something different all the time. Like it doesn't have to be just 3D printing. It could be like, for example, I have this idea about LED lit coasters, like with a hologram inside, but something that I can make with 3D printing and resin and CNC and everything combined. So cool. I just do like 10, 20 sets of those and they will go there.
I love it. And Mike, never let the machines win. Mike said, I have a set of those coasters proudly displayed in my living room. And then Kenneth says the piano video is amazing. Same with the mechanical clocks and the spinning thing. Only noobs. I love it. Maker Viking says it should be called Only Noobs. I love it. And then Music Dad, I watched your Z Offset video at least 100 times.
I was talking about that video yesterday actually with Tracy. It's funny because that video gets about 5,000 views every month, and that's been there for probably 5 years now, 6 years.
Sure,
it's my most popular video after the Tourbillon because that thing was just insane. But I have a lot of comments of people telling me like they keep on going over to that video because it's so condensed and it's like quick format instructions.
Yeah, I think a lot of people love just like get to it, show us what we need to do to fix it or how to upgrade it and get done. Like they don't want a 20-minute video explaining the whole world. They just want to say, put this here, screw this in here, turn this on. And, and I think, instructional videos are awesome. I think a lot of our channels are kind of like held up by those, and it send noobs. yes. You gotta buy that. You gotta buy it right now. Send noobs.
It's true. I have to
leave it up to Fix 'em, dude. To
only noobs. Only noobs.
Oh yeah. You want your limited edition Maker Noob content? Jump on over to sendnoobs.com. Man, still good. Oh man. That's so good. Tripod's Garage says still driving home. That means Sam is probably jammed in the back of the truck still. On the way out there, Sam Prentice texts me. He says, I think Jeffrey Dahmer gave his victims more room in the trunk than I get in this car. And I was just dying. I'm from, I live in the Milwaukee area, and that was funny. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what you do, and no matter what you do with the channel. Now I know you have a second one, so either way, we got to go subscribe to it, right? Yeah. And so we'll get that link in the description as well. Geary, if you can help with that, and maybe post it in the chat so people can hit it up afterwards.
I appreciate it.
So it's Breaks and Makes, which I think we already have down there, and then 3D Maker Noob is back. Yeah. All right, we'll go find it and we'll get it in there.
It's still relatively small. But yeah, there's about 1,600 subscribers on there. Like, I'm not advertising it. I just wanted to see. I want to see it grow organically as much as possible.
Well, as you remember, as all of us remember, anyone doing this, you have to start somewhere.
Yes. I mean, absolutely.
So it was so fun to talk to people this weekend. I talked to a couple guys. One guy in specific, he said, I have like 200 subs. What would you do? Stuff like that. And I was like, man, but it's so fun to talk to, I remember that. I think the first time I ever saw you was Murph 2019 or something. Yeah. And I had like 400 subscribers. Yeah. I met Matt, he's in here, Akuma Mods, and some other people. And I was just like, I had never been to something like this. I started, 3D printing like 3 months earlier than that. I walk into this place and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is amazing, and
I remember Christmas Eve 2015. I told my friends that I opened a YouTube channel and I had 200 subscribers.
Yeah.
It was Christmas Eve. And then it just grew. You just do what you love. I think if I have to give an advice to everyone, really try hard to stick with doing what you enjoy.
Yeah.
Not what you think others will enjoy. I think it's important, because then you start to put pressure on yourself, which I did, and which burned me out and put me in a position where it was like really awkward for quite some time.
No, I'm with you. I think if you don't, like you said, if you don't do what you like, you're not going to like what you're doing.
No, exactly.
So, you're like, oh, it's another week. I have to do another video. And then you end up with a desk video, and everyone makes fun of you. That's
I forgot to mention that the past few months, I've created a Twitch channel called Squirrels, where every Tuesday and Thursday, there's a reason. Okay, so there's a story behind that. It's Squirrels with a double L and a double Z. Sorry, double R, double Z. And every Tuesday and Thursday, I stream for a couple of hours and I play Forza Horizon on the simulator or Rocket League with the community and my Patreons.
Oh, nice.
So it's always fun. And I want to create like a tournament on Rocket League with all the 3D printing community, maybe get some gifts and prizes going.
Yeah.
And the Squirrels is because my ADD brain squirrels quite a lot. Like I'd be doing something and I'm like the dog in Up, like, ooh, squirrels.
Squirrel. Yeah.
So yeah.
Man, they're killing me in the desk thing in the chats.
You're gonna have to talk about this desk thing now, because I have no idea about it.
What happened was, and I said it in the video, a company, you know how it goes. Yes. They reach out to you with the most random stuff ever. Yes. And they said, hey, do you want to try a desk? And I needed a desk. You can't really see it, but right here is the desk I was using. And it's just like this flimsy metal, on wheels. And it was very flimsy. And I was like, yeah, I would love a new desk, right? And they're like, $60 you pay for shipping. Just do a video. We don't care what it is. And if 3 people buy the desk, we'll give you your $60 back. What I heard was, I'm paying $60 for a better desk than I have. I'll do a video, and if I sell any, whatever. And to be fair, I like the desk. It actually is nice. These guys give me a hard time. Trust me. I never heard I never am gonna let that down. But I got a new desk, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's the deal.
You.
I sold out for a desk.
Chill.
7 people watched that video. No, I'm just, you know, it probably was not. It was a rough video. We'll just say that. It wasn't great production quality. Even Caleb he's like, "What are you doing? Like, is this like your first video?"
The reason why in my lifetime I have refused so many things that I really wanted. Yeah. But I thought, man, if I do a video on this, I'm gonna get called out so far.
It's true story. but it could be worse because Tripod admitted this weekend, and if you go back and look at his channel, that he did a video on a robot vacuum. You know, like an iRobot vacuum. We all love those.
The funny thing is, once a company has contacted me to do a review of their food dehydrator.
Oh yeah,
because
hey, you could actually turn that into a 3D printing spool video, though.
The thing is, this food dehydrator costs like $1,000. It's massive, and I'm thinking to myself, like, as if I'm going to do it, but I really like that food dehydrator. all the beef jerky I could do with that.
You could cut up half of it, use it for spools, and then use the other half for jerky. Exactly. Oh man, Caleb, don't be sad. And then, like, literally, I know the video wasn't great, but I got a new desk, so hey, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's just funny how that stuff happens because we get the randomest things. Like, oh, Andrew Osmond, thank you so much. $20 a super sticker. Thank you. So, you know, we get we get the most random things. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how it's gonna go, but you might see a bird feeder coming up because it's an AI bird feeder, and I'm like, this thing like identifies the birds as they're eating in the feeder, and I'm like, yeah, I want one of those.
That's awesome.
And then I said, sure, I'll take it, and they responded this past weekend while we were out. What kind of video are you going to do? So they must have actually looked at my channel.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, wait a minute. But
if anyone offers a squirrel feeder to me, yes. We don't have squirrels in Malta, but yes.
Well, that's awesome. But I guess I was gonna do like turn it into 3D printing around this thing because I think you can make something cool to hang it and stuff like that. But anyways, man, it's fun. But like Joe said, do what you like to do. Yeah. Have fun, and it's a lot of work. I think people don't understand that.
Don't go into YouTube with the aim of making money off of it and making it your career. Don't go into it like that. Maybe at some point it will happen, and that's great.
Right.
But that simply puts pressure on yourself. Be the way that if you feel like uploading a video, upload a video. If you feel like recording, do it. If you don't, it won't make any difference to you. It shouldn't, because that's where the stress comes, and you don't want to do false positivity. Like, I cannot do that, so I just don't upload.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, it is fun until you make it a must.
Yeah,
you know, if you have to have this video to live because you have to have the money this video might make, you're not going to have any fun.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, it's awesome to supplement whatever you're doing, and if you get to the point where it's taken over what you do during the day, great, that's awesome. Yeah. But when you know when you make it your job, just like anything, you know, you could do woodwork for on the side for your friends and love it. Yeah. But then you like go to it and you have to do it like to make money and live, and some people just hate that, right? I love it. I think Geary took over my channel there and definitely posted some comments, but
crap, your mama.
Oh man. Burn, Andrew's literally paying you to make better content. I love that. Sam's giving me a hard time. He says a bird feeder is a great time as we're coming into winter. Absolutely. The birds are flying south right now. That's probably what they did. This dude's in Wisconsin and he has a 3D printing, ish channel. It's like, why is he saying yes again? But you get that email. We get that email. We've looked at your channel. We love what you do. It's like, clearly you didn't, because you're asking me to, you're asking me to look at a keychain or something, it's like, so look for a couple channels coming up. Any insight on something you might be working on when you get back?
So
that you can talk about. You know?
Yeah. So during ERRF, I did few interviews. Halfway through it, I discovered that my microphone was playing around, so I'm kind of very nervous about that. The 5-axis thing on the duet stand was something that completely blew me away. Going back, I definitely have to upload those 3 videos. Definitely working on a Sigma project. I have to continue that, where I'm doing a conversion of the BCN 3D Sigma to a duet Wi-Fi with direct camera extruders, and it's an awesome project. I have everything laid out. I just have to get to it.
Nice.
I have the Formula One monocoque to finish, and I've now decided that I'm going to grab every single project that I have started in the past 5 years, which I did not finish because I was so insecure about the outcome of the video or of the results. And I'm just going to go through it. I'm going to push through, and it's more of a mental thing for me. Like, I have Ready Player One. Yeah. The 3D printing, the 3D printed like arcade game. Sure. I have everything printed. I have all the electronics. They're sitting in Boss. They're sitting there. I have an open source silk screen press. I have all the parts. I just have to CNC some MDF. They're all there. I didn't do it because I thought, like, how am I gonna, fit this into the channel? Sure. I have many of those projects, which I let off because I was insecure about how they would perform on the channel. So now I've decided I'm going to go through those and start over again.
That's awesome, man. I love it. And what's cool is that you're like, you know what? I'm just going to do these, and at some point you're like, this is a great idea. Right. So now
exactly.
let's jump back into it. Awesome. Yeah. These guys is the bird feeder as sturdy as the desk. No, I can't speak to that, but it's as sturdy as you are after 4 Long Island iced teas. Oh man, I thought, tripod after some Long Island iced teas is scary. Like, he has to walk with his arm crutches anyway, and it was I think. What time is it? We got 6:34. Let's jump into some stuff we did and saw at ERRF, and then let's come back. So let's call it HotMakes, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some HotMakes. I love this community. I love the group of people we get here, because like everybody knows everybody either face to face or virtually like this, and the talk in the chat is amazing right now. The first thing I want to start off with, you probably saw this too. They built it all weekend. They put it together, I think Sunday, right? I think they finally got it all put together. I believe it was Sunday. Was the Sanjay like memorial. Everybody kind of, if you wanted to be involved, you printed a piece, kind of like the background of your Malta map, right? Yeah. And they all came together, and this was super cool for Sanjay.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The girl who put this together the whole weekend. Lauren. She's right here. Yeah. It was a project. We'll say that. It was a project. And I talked to her for a bit, and it was awesome. You can see it's, they're kind of still holding some pieces together while they dried, but this looked so good in person.
It was very emotional. It was a very, very emotional piece. It was absolutely awesome.
It was. And if you contributed a piece, wrong button there. If you contribute a piece, now you get to see kind of what it looks like. I'm going to zoom in a little so you can see, just everything down to the look on his face, right? I mean, it's so good. Very cool. I heard some people saying, I wish we knew what piece was ours, but I think that would kind of change the look of things if they did it on the outside. I know a lot of people wrote on the inside of the pieces, who they were and stuff like that, but super cool. Awesome. So if you were there this weekend, you got to see this live or in person, probably. If not, you definitely need to. That was awesome. Next, Derf racing. We had to call them Derf. They were death racers, whatever we want to call them. We did the Derf races all weekend. Denise made this just awesome sign here. We set it on on my table, and we had 10 racers across. We got 2 tables because someone unfortunately hurt their back. They couldn't be there, so they let us take that table over too. We kind of used it as like a giant pit stop all weekend. Did you see any of the races? I'm not sure if I saw you out there.
Yes, I did actually on Saturday.
Oh, we saw the one I won then, which is like spoiler alert, I won one. By the way. But if we can go full screen here. So she let me keep this, and it is printed in that amazing filament that changes here. I don't know exactly which one she printed this in, and of course, well, we all say it's proper printing, John from Proper Printing there in the top, but an awesome model. But this was super cool. It actually made it home. I got it home, safe. And I'm going to put that in the background of my stuff. But the next couple slides are all going to be based on these racers because it was so much fun. I spent a majority of the weekend doing this. And then Sunday, I was like, I got to film something. So this is a picture. This was a lineup on Saturday. I think when you were probably there. Someone helped me in the chat. I think we had 25 or 27. We'd have to go back and count racers on Saturday, and then we raced again Sunday. Much slimmer pickings because some people didn't know we were racing, and a lot of them were not drivable. But oh man, but this was a lot of fun.
The green one with Rick and Morty, like that, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, let's see. Trying to remember where. Oh, there's Pooch. Yeah, there's Pooch's.
That one, the green.
This one right here. Yeah, they were out on our table, so they came as a group. It was the Slimer, the Ghostbusters one, the Rick and Morty one, and where was the other one? The pumpkin one was on our table. This far one here, she was on our table. But they were all in the event, which was really cool to meet everybody. But the Rick and Morty one was awesome. I know he got a garbage can rocket knocked off, and I think actually, I think Pickle Rick went flying up or something during one of them. It was a lot of fun. If you guys were there, let us know. But that was good. The Rocketeer, there you go, lost his head. Yep. Let's see. This is from Sam Prentice here. This was Sunday, so this was the lineup on Sunday. Much slimmer pickings, but I tell you, it was so much fun. There's a little bit of a closer screenshot. I think there's one. Yeah, there's one way over there too. Hey, there's tripods way over there. Funny story. On Saturday, Tripod went to race. They set his racer down. He did a wheelie and broke it before the races started. So I believe that was a record to break because we didn't even start the race yet. He did a wheelie and it went up and broke in half. That was pretty. It sucks. It sucks for Tripod, but it was funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was funny. But all these we had these going out Sunday, so that was cool. Let's see what else we got here. Here's some pics from Tony here. This epic battle ironically came down to Pooch and I on Saturday in the final battle, and this is kind of how it went. It was me and Pooch in the end. I was down a track. He didn't have a bludger on the end of his, and he was bent so far over his racer at one point, he was going underneath my bludger. So like he would just go right under. So
he lost his bludger and decided, I'm going to headbutt everyone.
he's just kamikaze. He had the Poochicorn hat on, So I think he was trying to use that as his weapon. That was a pretty funny situation there. And it kind of, like I said, it came down to Pooch and I, which was, that was perfect. If anyone knows the history of the HotMakes and Pooch and all that, it was perfect. We had a lot of fun with it. Thanks, Sam, for not pulling me for the fake smoke I never saw. Someone was like, it's smoking. I was like, I didn't see any smoke. Keep it going. What else do we got here? Oh, so here's this was a quick 29-second video of how the last part of the Saturday's race went. So this is he picked up Pooch's racer. He's going to set Pooch back upright finally, and then set him on the ground, and we'll show you how it ended. Spoiler, I won. Pooch sucks. So I'm here. I have one track drive right now. I can't. Both my tracks aren't working, and So I just done.
That's it.
So if he would have had a head 5 minutes before this happened, he would have been out because he kept running into me like that. But I was going right over him over and over. And it was so much fun. And yeah, someone said suicide by Jim. So that's how it ended. It was awesome. It was so much fun. And then we raced again Sunday. Whoever got going, and I got a shout out to everyone out there who helped get your racers together, helped me, helped anyone who needed to fix theirs, because everyone was willing to chip in. Like, you have a broken one, we brought people brought parts in. They had extra parts. They had screws and a grinder to fix mine because of a stupid mistakes that I made building mine. It took a grinder to get it back working, and we're in the booth at ERRF, and he's got a grinder, and the sparks are flying. I'm like, we're gonna get shut down. But that was a lot of fun. Hey, Shane's here. Let's see.
Hey, Shane.
What else do we got here? Oh, this was the winner. So this was a Sunday's race. So they did one big death race, and then anyone who wanted to keep going and just keep going after the death race, we did. And a lot of us just came home broken, which was fine. But this was the winners. Awesome job. A couple printers given away, a bunch of Polymaker filament, and it was awesome. Thanks to Polymaker and Focus, or Focus, I think is how you really say it, and Sam Prentice for putting all this on, because it was pretty dang fun. But you said you saw a race on Saturday. What did you think? It was kind of crazy.
To be completely honest, like, I was out of the loop of all these death racers and the concept of it and everything, and it took me a while to figure out, like, why. Until I saw people, like, doing wheelies, as you said, stuff breaking. Then it becomes entertaining, and then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it was and everyone in the chat who has one could attest to this. Like, once they saw Saturday, if they were out there, and the crowd was huge. I have a bunch of footage. We're going to put a bunch of footage out there. There was a big crowd outside, people along the wall out there. And I think once people saw what we were doing, they were like, wait, this is awesome. We need, what is this? And then again, we came back Sunday after the main race, and we just kept turning them on and breaking them. Turning them on and breaking. Like, it was just like a race till your car racer wouldn't go anymore. And we have some pretty epic, hard shots that I took on Sunday that we got filmed. So that'll be fun. It was definitely carnage. Tripod says he came back the fastest. Yes, they did have a drag race on Saturday or Sunday. Tripod did win that drag race. And that's fair and square, but there was no prizes, so you still suck. So I'm just joking. Oh man,
soiled baby diaper.
Yes, it was funny. It was a lot of fun, and it brought a lot of us together. Moving on from Death Racers, thank you again, Sam, bringing that stuff out here, getting us going at Murph earlier this year, and then getting everybody together, creating the groups, and everybody else who raced and helped each other and came together. It was like one giant team. It was so cool to watch. There you go. That would be insane if we had 270 racers show up. David Wilson says the figure 8 was crazy. Yes, so the figure 8 race was the first thing we did. We're supposed to be a nice race. No one attacking anyone, doing figure 8 laps and being done. It turned into a figure 8 death race, and it was fun. All right. Next on the list, I have Chris Riley's candy claw
Oh,
machine.
candy machine. This is awesome. This was absolutely awesome.
This was my favorite machine of ERRF. My personal favorite. The 5-axis was amazing.
Yeah.
But like this
gives you candy. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, no contest.
That too. But he built this out of printer parts. He used Marlin, to code it. And it was so much fun all weekend. And he gave away a lot of benchies. There was a lot of benchies in there. If you know Chris, he does a lot of benchy printing. But what was cool is we were talking about this, and he was trying to get this thing working on Friday night. And he had to assemble it all, get it together. And then he said, what was crazy? Trying to home an extruder like in Marlin and trying to figure out how to home an extruder, because that's just something you don't do, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true, actually, because I guess the crane becomes the extruder.
Yeah. So your crane is, when it lowers and shuts, that's actually the extruder. So how do you home that?
My ADD brain tells me to do a ring with a switch on top, so it's just the crane pushes onto it. But that's my ADD brain.
I might have to see if he wants to come on and talk more in depth about this. This was so much fun. If anyone tried it out, let us know. It's super cool to see. I've been chosen so many times. I tried to get candies. I tried to get a benchy. I failed. He said candies, watches, and thumb drives were in there also. Nice. It was such a fun machine. And there was tons. Like, this isn't it. We have videos coming like to show you more stuff. But this was like completely outside of the box. I didn't expect to see this, and that was really cool. Did you try it? Did you play on it?
To be completely honest, and this is something I have a bone to pick with Chris about this. As I was about to go try it out, I was asked to do an interview behind the machine.
I
missed my chance. And
got it.
I've had the last day. So the first day was me trying to get a lay of the land to see what's interesting and then plan my Sunday to record. Then I went recording. And then every time I tried to go back to my desk or where I had my stuff, people stop me, talk to me, I get distracted. And then 15 minutes later, I was supposed to go do that. And so this is one of those things. Like, I got distracted then.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, because that means we know that there's a Chris Riley Joe interview coming. So that, spoiler alert. It's yes, I love that idea. That's a good idea. So, and thank you, DeWitt 3D Canada. I appreciate that. I think, what did I win? I think I won 10 spools of Polymaker and $500 towards a 3D printer. You guys will hear it right now first. I'm not taking a 3D printer. I'm going to give that $500 towards a 3D printer away as a giveaway to the community. Nice. I don't need another 3D printer. And I talked to Polymaker. They're totally cool with that. So we're going to find a cool way, whether it's a contest through here or my channel. I'm not sure. But we'll give it away on this show in the future coming up, and it'll be $500 up to a $500 printer. So we're going to do that. So my winnings are your winnings. So that's nice. Kind of fun.
Well done. Nice.
I mean, anytime we can give back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I could get a free desk. So, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Or two.
Caleb says he really won 440. Had to break even on the desk. Oh, you son of a gun. It's going to be awesome. I'm super pumped about that. And Polymaker is totally on board. They're Nick and the crew at Polymaker, amazing all weekend, by the way. And let's see here. Another cool thing. I was just talking about Metalhead meeting Max. I mean, Max's setup. If you went over there and saw the weapons and fun stuff that he does, a lot of these were done on the CR30 that he has. And that is so cool. He has that machine like dialed in for his weapons. And I talked to Max. It was his first time out in anything like this, and he had an absolute blast. So we're hoping to get him on the show soon, because I need to talk to him about some of these. Just like Midnight Giant, I talked to him too, and I can't wait for that. Oh, perfect. We just got, let's see, what is this? Yes, I'll do that one real quick too, Caleb. There we go. So Midnight Giant, that was his booth. This was his booth was awesome. Did you go by his booth?
Yes, I did.
Oh, so good. What was impressive is he obviously has amazing skills for the shields and the weapons and all that, but he redesigned his booth and it all folds down and like lays on a table.
Oh wow.
And
wait, is it one of your tables like yours?
Yeah.
Or
no, maybe, I don't know.
Is it as good as yours?
Yes. It's probably better. That's awesome.
Major award.
I love it. But yeah, I think it was just, we were talking last night actually, and he's like, you should, or maybe it was yesterday morning before the show, and he's like, what's so cool is when I'm done, it all like lays out on a table and it like picks up and you can throw it in his vehicle. Yeah. I'm just like, what? And Gloop, what is it, Andrew and Andrew, right? They were like, you should see how fast this thing went up. I have never seen a booth go up so fast before. And they were talking about this booth, and but well done, Midnight Giant as well. And if you haven't seen any of his stuff, you have to. That stuff is pretty dang awesome. A folding desk, oh boy. Standing next to Mitch when he won the LDO Voron. Mitch is awesome. He's going to be running one of the full size death racers next year, I think. I just made that up, but I was wondering, I haven't seen him in here. Maybe he's still traveling, but Sam says I was trolled by the guest. Yes. No, that's what the community is. If we can't have fun with each other, what's the point, right? But awesome. Well, that was HotMakes, and we had some fun stuff. There's plenty more. Like, that is the tip of the iceberg of ERRF, and there's going to be a ton of videos coming out from Joe. I know I have one coming, and a whole bunch of other content creators have filmed a bunch as well. So we still have some time. How about questions for Joe? If you guys have any questions you want to throw out there for Joe, and anything you want to say, like, the lightning round.
Just FYI, I don't have any sponsored tables, so no questions about tables.
There you go. Hey, you know what?
But if there are any sponsors out there with tables, just we'll do something with it.
So speaking of sponsors, you said you were who brought you to ERRF this year? I know you're
there, over there. That's
Wales
Wares. They're good people. I met them in Prague when I went to see. There was this get together at Prussia headquarters. Got really along well with them, and they asked me if I'd be willing to come up to ERRF to do some videos. No expectations, but I absolutely love these people. They have a website, waleswares.com. It's currently being updated. They do awesome prints like the Willow Creative mask over there. Hold on.
Nice.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. This was not planned, so I might break something. I know they're watching. Tracy, Whale, I'm sorry if I break it. Hold on.
Hopefully the desk is sturdy. Oh, awesome. Now that is cool.
I want to see if this works.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I actually can.
That is awesome.
Right?
I need that.
Absolutely awesome.
That is awesome. Let us know in the chat if you think that's hot. That is amazing.
That is really cool. And it's got this thing at the bottom, like, so when you talk, it moves them up. And I really want to print one now.
It looks awesome. So they do files, or what do they do?
So they have an Etsy store. They do have a website. They will be, I believe they will start doing also like the kind of like boxes, monthly subscription boxes with stuff, thrown in there. Hold on just a second, because it's getting hot in here.
Oh, nice.
Wait.
So good. That mask is cool to see in person, by the way.
So yeah, I'm in their print farm at the moment. Really nice cozy room, actually. I could easily I just need a bed, fridge, and I'm golden.
I love it.
So I would definitely suggest you follow Wales Wares. So it's Wales as in whale.
Yeah.
Wares, Wales Wares on Twitter, and waleswares.com, his website. And also,
Yeah, well,
I want to thank them because they didn't have to ship me over here, and I really truly appreciate it because it made a huge difference for me.
Yeah, I definitely. It's awesome that they did that. And what we'll do is in the description of this video, we'll put their links as well. It's waleswares.com. And we'll make sure that, whoever sees this video tonight or going forward has that in there. So it's
sweet. Yeah. I just want to comment. I do. I speak whale. I speak horse, but I can only speak horse and Maltese, so the English horses wouldn't understand me.
So Sam's horses are out.
Completely.
So Joe, he says, Joe, Sam actually says, Joe, what kind of desk do you have? Oh man.
Every desk I have are ones I built myself, believe it or not.
It's probably sturdier than this. Let's see.
I can send you one if you want to do a video on it.
I'm just gonna do desks. I'm changing the channel. It's over. How would you rank the food at ERRF? RC Maniac 25.
Oh, okay. So the pizza, it was really good. I have to say, it was a really good pizza. Hot dog, I didn't try purely because it looked too peasanty for my liking. I need a, if you're gonna give me a hot dog, give me a hot dog.
Oh man.
I'm honest. Funny. If anything, everyone knows I'm transparent. I'm honest. But the pizza was amazing. Also, the lemon cake they had, that was amazing. Sunday, that was the only thing I ate all throughout Sunday through ERRF. It kept me going. So it had something in it. Maybe the white icing on top. I don't know, but it kept me going.
Yeah. Nice. Let's see here. There you go. Where's the pink hair? If you're following, you saw a picture of the pink hair.
I have to find I felt glorious. I didn't look glorious, but I felt glorious.
Well, so if you look at the thumbnail, when we're done with the video today, Caleb put the thumbnail together and found a picture of Tripod putting my hair over his head and taking a picture. And it looks like a terrible comb over. And it's hilarious. Maybe we'll find it on the Twitters and pull it up before the end of the show here. What else do we have? We have one more show. Oh, did you like the barbecue? Would you try the barbecue again, or do you want more? I think that was the question.
I didn't even know there was a barbecue.
Did you eat any barbecue while you were out there?
No. However, Saturday evening there was a super top secret pusha party, which I kind of get into, and they had amazing tacos in there.
Oh, there you go.
So
the super tax.
I did get some tacos and some barbecue.
We missed that one. We went out to a dinner with a bunch of people to an Italian restaurant, and as good as they were, it took forever. Yeah. And by 10:30 we were leaving, and I was like, oh my gosh, we only have a half hour left. We just didn't make it over there. I wish we would have. Jim's third channel, Hot Desks. Any desks? Whoa.
Only desks.
Yeah, only desks. There you go. Only desks.
Desk hub.
Do you miss? Let's see. Something about the taco truck at Murph. Oh, you missed the taco truck at Murph. You said, that was a good.
I had no idea. I mean, I was completely dazed out. Saturday, as I said, walking in there, I was so overwhelmed. What the hell is that? That's
Tripod with my hair.
Borrowing over the hair.
Yeah, he's borrowing my hair like a bad comb over. I don't think.
I feel like he looks like someone out of a Better Call Saul advert.
Yeah, baby.
It was awesome. That was too funny. No, I think what he was saying is that Murph this past year we had a taco truck.
Yes, definitely missed that.
Or was that last year? I think it was this year. We had a taco.
Last taco I had at Murph. When I went to Murph, I had taken a taco, but I missed Murph. And hopefully, if this goes well, then I get to visit Murph next year.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Oh geez, if I build a desk, we review it. Great. Now it's all desks all day here. There you go. That's the fake Sam Prentice. Oh, too much fun. Anything else? I know I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're visiting, and everybody else has a Monday night to get to too. But anything else you want to talk about by ERRF or anything else related?
Questions? Ask now or forever hold your peace.
There you go.
Forever until the next stream.
How many T's was that? That was definitely 4 T's in. Yeah. Amazing tacos and street corn at this year's ERRF. Yeah. Okay. So it was this year. I couldn't remember which year it was that had the taco truck. It was a lot of fun, man. This weekend was great. It was awesome to see you again in person. Everybody was busy. Just some I was thinking back, I was talking to my wife before the show and while we're waiting on if there's any other questions. I said, you remember Joe, 2019, we went to ERRF because she was with me.
Remember. Yeah, I remember that.
I fired your blaster.
Yeah.
The Nerf blaster. I was like, do you mind if I fire yours? And you're like, yeah, go ahead, whatever. And I was like, yes. It was amazing. And I wish, I don't think they're doing that anymore, but I wish they were. Let's see. All right, here we go. Portal robots. I don't know where we're going with that.
So I was asked if I prefer Murph or ERRF. It's not really about preference, to be honest, because I feel that they're completely different. Somehow I feel they are completely different. 100%. Same concept, but completely different.
Right.
It just feels that way. And I feel they're both equally as good in their own merit for what they are. And I honestly don't have a preference.
I think you're 100% right. They are they're completely different. You get a bunch of the same people, but ERRF, very organized. It's kind of more like your more organized trade show kind of thing.
Kind of more formal.
Yeah, more formal. There you go. Formal. That's a better word.
Yeah.
And then Murph is like, here's a building, do whatever you want for the weekend.
Just like have at it. And that's the fun of it, you know?
Yeah.
The fun of ERRF is that everything is so it's just so organized. So everything is perfectly placed. And the awesome thing about Murph is just that everything is there and it's just organized chaos. That's the word.
Yeah. 100%.
And it just fits. It's perfect. And the same thing, like I can't say I prefer either of those more than, for example, Sweden 3D Meetup. Completely different, much smaller, much more intimate.
Right.
But it's that's what I love about it as well. So
that's cool. I'm hoping I can get over for any of those. That would be a lot of fun. I know everyone's like, are you coming to Forum next? And I'm like, no. I wish I could, but I still have a day job and I still have to work there. So there's that. ERRF, Sean says ERRF versus Murph, same recipe, different dish. There you go. I like that. Organized. He said organized. I think he was saying that about Murph. Organized. No comment. But all right, before we go, one more time, like who are you? What do you do? Where can we find you? Both channels this time. And anything anyone to know before we go.
Okay, so you can find me on Breaks and Makes at YouTube, also 3D Maker Noob on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitch as Breaks and Makes or Squirrels if you're into some gaming and watching man-childs playing and just
any squirrels
failing at things. And Twitter at Breaks and Makes. I break things, but sometimes I make things as well. And sometimes I succeed at things but most of the times I fail. But I laugh failing, so it's fine.
Well, you learn when you fail, right? That's like the whole thing.
Which is why I'm a genius.
I love it. I might have to. I don't think I can call myself a genius, but
I've lost the hair for every lesson I've learned.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're traveling in Atlanta currently. What's really cool is that you're on the show in the U.S., which is
it's true. It's really awesome.
Normally,
really awesome. So it's good to be here. Thanks for having me, and also once again, thank you to Wales Wearers for making all this possible for me. It was an absolutely awesome experience.
Awesome. I can't wait to go check their stuff out. I know we saw them and I'm pretty sure I met them this weekend. It was such a blur, but Yeah, I hope you guys all have a great week. We will see you next week. Stay tuned for a whole bunch of footage. That stuff will come from Earth, from everyone that was there. There's going to be a bunch of videos dropping this week, I have a feeling. So if you're out there, have a great week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on another Monday on HotMakes. And Joe, hang out right there, and everybody else. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you.